This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have discussed about inheritance, polymorphism, final keyword, access modifiers, super reference, encapsulation. We are left out with two more topics in object-oriented. One is abstract classes and one more interfaces. So before we go to this abstract class and interface, let us go with one of the important note. That is, if a base class reference refers to the subclass object, if a base class reference refers to the subclass object, then it can invoke only the overridden methods of subclass. Let me elaborate this point with an example. If you take a class vehicle with a method drive, if you take a class vehicle with a method drive with some code inside, Now let us go with a class car extends vehicle with a method drive. So this is what here overridden method. This is overridden method. Now if you are taking one more method like change care, we are taking one more method change care with some code. Now see, while creating objects, how we are creating? So when you are creating objects, observe how we are creating. See here, vehicle v equal to new car. Up to now we use it to say vehicle v equal to new vehicle, cars equal to new car, employee equal to new employee, like that. But see how we are doing now. Base class. See, we are having base class vehicle with a method drive. So we are having a base class vehicle with a method drive. And car extends vehicle, and we are overriding the drive method. And we are having one more method change care. Now observe how we are creating objects. Base class reference we call. If a base class reference, this we call reference, refers to subclass object, we are referring to what? Car object. Since car is a subclass of vehicle, then now by using this reference v, if you call drive method, which drive method it goes? Always what I said, after equal to whichever the class object you see, you blindly go to that class. Always overridden method. So invokes drive method of car. Now by using this reference v, if you try to call change gear, this will go with error. That's the point called as only. So if a base class reference refers to subclass object, then this reference can invoke only overridden methods. Since change gear is not overridden, if you try to invoke, it goes with what? Error. Right? Now, if you are writing reverse way, car C equal to new vehicle, subclass reference referring to base class object, this is error. So only base class can refer to subclasses. Subclasses cannot refer to base class objects. Clear this point, all of you? Any questions? Now, let us move to the major topic of today's class, that is abstract classes. The use of abstract classes is, it is used to form the rules or specifications. It is used for what? To form the rules or specifications. I'll elaborate more on this. Like example, when you take a class sample with a method xxx, we are writing some code inside the method. When you write some code inside the method, we call it as defined or implemented or concrete method. So even simply if you write curly brace also, we call it as defined or implemented or concrete method. If you take a method y and ending with semicolon. So when you end a method with semicolon, no curly brace, then we call it as declared method. We call declared method. If you declare a method, then we have to use a keyword before method, abstract. It's a syntax rule. So what is an abstract method? The method which is declared. If a class contains abstract methods, then we have to make the class also as abstract. So what are the definitions here? A method which is declared is called as abstract method. A method which is declared is called as abstract method. Then an abstract class contains zero or more abstract methods. An abstract class contains what? Zero or more abstract methods. Then, now let us understand what is the use of this. What is the need of creating abstract class? If you create a class sample1 extends a sample. The sample1 is what? It's a subclass of sample. Sample is what type of class? Now onwards we should say abstract class. So if any class, understand this is the major point, if any class extends abstract class, then in this abstract class we are having this one abstract method that we have to override compulsory. So what is the major point? If a class extends an abstract class, we have to override these abstract methods compulsory. If you are not overriding, it goes with error. So this is the meaning of rule here. So when we want to ensure some methods need to be overridden in subclasses, then we form the rule using abstract class. Like it's like a planning. The main thing of abstract class is like planning, like what methods are required for our application, and we just create the methods and some other programmer will take care of writing the code inside the methods. This is like plan, this is like implementation, and we can even go with other methods. So what is the major point? And one more point here. If a class, if you take sample2 extends sample to extend sample, and we are going with a method ppp. But according to the rule, if a class extends abstract class, then we have to override this by method. But here I am not overriding. So if you are not overriding, compiler will give error. But I don't want to override. And to avoid that error, again we have to make the class once again as abstract. So if a class extends an abstract class and if you are not overriding abstract methods, we have to make your class once again as abstract. What is the point here? If a class extends an abstract class, then we need to override all abstract methods. So if your abstract class contains 10 abstract methods, if any class extends our abstract class, we need to override all 10 methods. Else means if you are not overriding one also, else make the class as abstract. So if you are not overriding, we have to make your class once again as abstract. Clear these points, all of you? Any questions? No. One more important syntax rule. We cannot create objects for abstract classes. We cannot create what? Objects for abstract classes. means if you are creating object for sample, since sample is abstract class, goes with error. But we can create references. We can create references referring to the subclass object like this. Sample s1 equal to new sample1, where sample1 is a subclass of sample. Like just now we have seen a vehicle v equal to new car. So base can refer to subclass. This is possible, but directly creating objects for abstract classes is not possible. One more last point. Forces is a relationship. Forces what here is a relationship. So the meaning between the classes should be what? Easy. Whenever we use extends keyword, the meaning between classes should be easy. Now, let us understand all these words using the program. Abstract demo. Open Eclipse. Right click on project and say new class abstract demo with main method. Now, in this, let us take a class vehicle with the method drive. I'm ending with semicolon, means it's an abstract method. Then one more method, apply brake, where we will say applying brake. Now, see, we are getting error under drive because since we have ended with semicolon, what keyword we have to use before method? Abstract. Still we are getting error because if a class contains abstract methods, we have to make the class once again as abstract. We have to make the class as abstract here. Now, if you take a class car extends vehicle with a method change gear, where we will go with the message changing gear. Now see, we are getting error under car. See the error message? The type car must implement the abstract method drive. So it's informing, compiler is informing that we have to override drive method. This is the meaning of rules or specifications. When we want to ensure your subclasses should override some methods, we form that rule using abstract class. If you don't want to override and to remove that compiler error, we have to make our class once again as abstract here. Now there is no error. Now let us override the method void drive. Driving a car. See, now we have overridden the method. Coming to main method, if you are trying to create object of vehicle, goes with what? Error. So we cannot create objects for abstract classes, only references like this. Vehicle v equal to new car. Now by using this reference, we can call drive method. Using this reference, we can call apply brake method. Using this reference, if you try to call change gear, this will go with error because when a base class reference refers to subclass object, it can invoke only overridden method and its own methods. Since change gear is not overridden, it will go with error. How to invoke change gear? We have to create object of car directly. We have to create object of car directly and we can invoke change gear method. Now, so when we run simple output, the messages we are going to get. So the main concept is whenever a class extends abstract class, we have to override abstract methods. This is the main thing what we are going to use in future. Clear? Any questions up to here? Now let us take one more scenario to understand more of these rules or specifications. If you consider we are having a parrot. Parrot is having a functionality whistle. Parrot is having what functionality? Whistle. Now let us consider we are having a person. Person also can whistle. Person also can whistle. Right? Now we want to ensure that this whistle method is present in parrot as well as person. So whenever we want to ensure, we have to form the rule. How to form the rule? Using abstract class. So we create one abstract class. Whistler with a abstract method whistle. Then we ensure that this parrot class extends whistler, person also extends whistler. Then now it will become mandatory to override whistle method. But when you are writing the code in this format, how to read parrot extends whistler means parrot is a whistler. Person extends whistler means person is a whistler. But is it meaningful? Are we whistlers? No. So is a relationship is not coming here. In this example, when you are forming the rule, is a relationship is coming. But what is the point I said? Abstract classes forces is a relationship. But in this example, we are not getting is a relationship. But we want to form the rule. In that cases, we go with what? Interfaces. We use interfaces. So to define is the main thing of interfaces. It is used to form the rules or specifications. Does not force is a relationship. Does not force what? Is a relationship. But we can even have is a, but it won't force. What is an interface is? In an interface, all data members are in an interface, all data members are public, static, and final by default. In an interface, all data members are what? Public, static, and final by default. In an interface, all methods are public and abstract by default. In an interface, the methods are what? Public and abstract by default. Like example, how to create an interface is we use a keyword interface and the interface name. If you are declaring any variable, by default these are public, static, and final. What is public? Accessible everywhere. Static means we can access directly with interface name. Final means the value cannot be modified. Then if you are going with the methods, by default the methods in interface are public and abstract. Public and abstract. Right? The square brackets indicates by default are optional. Even you are writing or not writing, Java will write for you. Now, same point. If a class implements an interface. Class to class, we use a keyword extends, and class to interface, we use a keyword implements. If a class implements an interface, then we need to override all abstract methods. We need to override all abstract methods, else make the class as abstract. Same principle. Like example, if you take a class C1 implements I1. So class to interface, the keyword what we use, implements. Now since C1 is implementing I1 interface, we have to override these methods. If you are not overriding, we have to make it once again as abstract. We are overriding the methods here. Same rule. We cannot create objects for interfaces. We cannot create objects for interfaces, but we can create references referring to the subclass object, like this. If you are trying to create objects for your interface I equal to new I1 goes with error. We cannot create objects for interface, but we can create references. I1 equal to new C1. Referring to subclass object, this is possible, like vehicle equal to new car. One more very important point. In Java, a class can extend what? Only one class, right? In Java, a class can extend only one class because Java does not support multiple inheritance. But a class can implement multiple interfaces. This is possible. A class can implement what? Multiple interfaces. Like example, if you take a class, interface I2 with a method z. Now, if you are creating a class C2 implements I1 comma I2. If C2 is implementing I1 and I2, then we have to override the methods of I1 and even I2. So which methods we have to override? The methods of I1, the methods of I1, xxx, y, and even the methods of I2. Right? Now, one more important point. Class to class. In between class to class, which keyword we use? Extends. In between class to interface, which keyword? Implements. Interface to interface also possible. Interface to interface extends. Interface to interface extends. Like example, if you can take interface I3 extends I1. So interface to interface extends. Interface to class. Interface to class not possible, error. It is not possible, goes with what? Error. Then one more point. An interface, last point, an interface can extend multiple interfaces. An interface can extend what? Multiple interfaces. Like example, interface I4 extends I1 comma I2. An interface can extend multiple interfaces. Clear all these points? Any questions? Now, let us understand all these words using the code. Interface demo. I click on project and say new class interface div. In this, let us create one interface shape with a method draw. Now, if you take a class circle, implement shape, see we are getting error. See the message? The type circle must implement the inherited abstract method shape. This draw here. We have to override this draw method. Let us override the draw method. And we'll go with the message drawing a circle. Now, coming to main method, if you are trying to create object of shape, goes with what? Error. Goes with error. Now, we cannot create objects for interfaces, only references like this shape is equal to new circle. Now, using this reference, we can call draw method. But observe, we are getting error here. The reason is the draw method in interface shape is what? Public, right? The draw method in interface shape is public because by default, the methods in interface are public and abstract. So when you are overriding any public method, this is public method. When you are overriding public method, overriding also should be what? Public. It's a rule of overriding. So if the base class method is public, overridden method should be public. So what is the syntax rule? When implementing means overriding interface methods, overridden method should be public. So when implementing interface methods, overridden method should be public. Now, so when we run, we get simple message drawing a circle. Clear? Any questions? No. Running some more points here. From Java 8 version, we can define methods in interfaces using default keyword. From Java 8 version what? We can even define methods in interface using which keyword? Default keyword. So like this. If you are creating a method in interface, like fill method, where we will go with the message filling. Now see we are getting error, but we can define methods in interface from Java 8 using which keyword? Default keyword. Now see the error will go off. Now by using this reference, shape reference, we can even call fill method. So this is possible from Java 8 version onwards. From Java 8 version, we can define static methods also. Static methods in interfaces. From Java 9 version, we can define private methods in interfaces. From Java 9, we can even define what? Private methods in interfaces. So these are the features got added in Java 8 and Java 9 versions. One more note. For abstract and final are illegal combination of modifiers. We cannot combine these two keywords at one place. We cannot combine these two keywords. Like example, if you create a abstract class base the meaning of abstract class will come only when you create subclass. But if you use final, can we create subclass of final? No. So it is not allowing to create subclass, but when I use abstract, we have to create subclass. Then only the meaning will come. So this will go with error. And the message is abstract and final are illegal combination of modifiers. We cannot combine these two keywords at one place. Okay, even for method also. If you make a method as abstract, we have to override. If we use final, we cannot override. So these two keywords we cannot combine at one place. It's illegal combination. Clear? Any questions? So that's about this object oriented. And from Java OOP assignments, you can go with question 8. This is on abstract classes. And question 9 is interfaces. Right? So try to do this one. And let us stop today, and tomorrow we start with a new topic. Let us go with a new topic tomorrow, that is LAN package, where we discuss about object class, string class, math class, wrapper classes like that. Okay, right. Thank you all.